Welcome everybody by yet another live stream of happycharts.nl. Today we're going to climb the season ranked ladder of October season, but first we're going to have to rewatch this Ripple trade. Every live stream we're going to start with a trade analysis of the past trades, see what went well and or see what went wrong. Today we're going to look at a trade that I made yesterday on yesterday's live stream. Made a couple of clips on that one as well, so subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. So let's take a look-see at what we can observe at this current chart. So the current trade setup was relatively simple, at least the idea here was simple. So a couple of things to observe. We had like this nice little curve here with great momentum to the upside, and that's prompted me to go long. Also, there wasn't like a clear indication here on the left that we would have had a that this was part of a larger downtrend. There was no real indication to assume that we were on like a downtrend, so that's why I decided here to go long with a stop loss clearly defined below the lows here, and I would give myself enough wiggle room in case it would fail. Like sometimes you have like these false breakouts where you don't really want to have it like here, for example, especially not how this platform currently works, how happycharts currently works. Like you don't want to put it like here because there's no way to re-enter the trade. You can like loosen up your trades, but there's no like nice way to close it. So the setup was very simple. We trade the curve and we basically trade the upside momentum here. So let's just see what happens. And it was like a fast one pump. It went to 30 cents all the way to $1. So there was like a really fast pump, and here is where I also decided to take all my profits. And the interesting thing was, like, after this initial pump, the price immediately went down and even triggered the stop loss, like barely triggered here. So let's remind the stop loss of like 30 cents here and watch the chart and see what actually happens up on the chart. So if we draw the same stop loss, it's like it's kind of awkward to do so because the ticker is in Australian dollar. I think this is in Australian dollar, but we're going to plot it in like real dollars. So this was kind of the point where we made the trades. Like we made this upside momentum, and you have like 100 trades to draw from, right? Or like 100 candles to draw from. So that's kind of the periods from August till November. So if we would look here, this is kind of from September, August. So this is kind of the downside. So this here, if I would draw another vertical line, this was the time frame that we were looking at. So as I said, there was no clear indication that this was part of like a bigger downtrend. In fact, it was actually part of like a huge uptrend. It was actually part of like a huge uptrend. And also here, funnily enough, that's only on a smaller scope. On like a bigger scope, it was actually still part of a bigger downtrend here. Right, with a top on January 2018, and here we were already in August of 2020 on like a way lower price. But we went with the short-term upside momentum, and this was one of those trades that basically immediately went up. But this is also where we decided to take our profits. This was like a 200% trade, actually really nice. And the thing in crypto is, like, especially it pays off usually really well to just take the profits when you have like a decent pump. At least on this one, on the happy chart you can't see in percentage wise like how much it went up, but it's generally like a good practice to just like take some profits, right? And you didn't have to close like the whole trade here, but it was nice at least to do like at least some part of it, especially like after this point here the price went down 80%. And it's even triggered your stop loss. So if you would have been a longer term trader and you decided that this was your point of entry, but you still wanted to use a stop loss then, and you didn't take any profits on your way up, then you would have lost everything on your way back and even made a loss. And then the price went up even higher, right? So all the way to almost $2. So this was a good thing to keep in mind. So that's the trade recap. Let's look at the current standings of this ranked season.